A famous signature is found in the Mark Twain cave. Good day, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Emma Anderson. Up first, the owners of the Mark Twain cave in Hannibal recently announced that they discovered Sam Clemens' signature inside the cave. Alex Bradley has more on this incredible find. Here's that story.
Before we go in, you want to take a gander, there's a good Missouri word, take a gander above this rock wall. There's the discovery entrance.
This is Mark Twain Cave. It's a tourist favorite in Hannibal, Missouri, made famous by the author Mark Twain himself.
Please watch your step.
But before he gained the pen name Mark Twain, Sam Clemens roamed this underground playground as a boy.
I like it. I get to walk where Mark Twain did. That's very special for me.
Later, Clemens immortalized his childhood memories of the caves in the pages of his books.
There are many passages in The Adventures of Tom Sawyer where it's exactly in the book what we see in the cave. Aladdin's palace, the walls are dewy wet with cold sweat, the labyrinth passageways.
And now visitors can see the signature of Sam Clemens hidden among the cave's 250,000 other signatures. Owner of the Mark Twain Cave Complex, Linda Colbert, has been searching for Clemens' signature for over 20 years. And this summer, she and her friend Cindy Level, the former tour director of Mark Twain Museum, have finally found it.
I was a flashlight waver. She had good eyesight, and just waving that flashlight on the cave wall and coming upon that signature, she said, "Clemens, Clemens, there it is." You know, I mean, her eyes got big as saucers. Mine did too.
Not only was this discovery made during Hannibal's bicentennial year, but also on the 200th anniversary of Mark Twain Cave.
That was a rare, once-in-a-lifetime experience.
And no one is more thrilled than Colbert.
It was Mark Twain's birthday present to Hannibal and to the cave. Always keep hoping and wishing you would see that name down some obscure passageway. You know, I've looked everywhere, and there's names on top of names on top of more names in there. And realistically, to find one name in one spot, you'll never do it. But it would just be by happenstance that we would come across it.
The news about the famous signature was put on hold until it could be authenticated by experts. And now, a special tour is open for guests to see the long-awaited Clemens signature. For more information on how you can tour the cave, you can call the Mark Twain Cave Complex at 573-221-1656 or go to marktwaincave.com. Reporting in Hannibal, I'm Alex Bradley.
In other news, Hannibal-LaGrange University and Moberly Area Community College signed an updated Memorandum of Understanding recently meant to ease students' transition from MACC to HLGU. The agreement specifically aids students pursuing an education degree. Students can complete an Associate of Arts in Teaching degree at MACC and then complete their 4-year degree in HLGU's education program. HLGU President Dr. Anthony Allen says it's very exciting to have the opportunity to help students reach their career objective much sooner.
We have a consortium with them just for education majors that helps them, and we also have a partnership with them to try to help streamline all students regardless of their major here at the university. We want to make sure that the work they do there counts toward the prerequisite requirements here at the university, so if they finish an associate's degree, they can come over seamlessly and finish a degree here at the university.
Dr. Allen also says this partnership will not only help students transfer seamlessly, but will also be a help in addressing the teacher shortage in many schools. From the banks of the Sea of Galilee to the Garden Tomb and to some of the most breathtaking sights in Jerusalem, visitors of the Hagerman Gallery on campus can now get an inside look at Israel. The gallery features photography by HLGU student Tyler Byers. Byers visited Israel on an educational trip with students and professors from HLGU in January of 2019. The photographs in the gallery are a small portion of the 140 photos Byers has to commemorate the experience in Israel. HLGU student Cami Fiedler, who also visited Israel last January, says the photos wonderfully capture the trip.
It was just really cool to see all of the pictures lined up against the wall, and it really did bring you back to that time where you were standing right there in those pictures. And I feel like for students who haven't experienced Israel yet or are planning to go back in January, this gives them a view of what it's going to be like.
Photos from the exhibit are being sold. All of the money that is collected in the sale will go to sponsor an HLGU student's trip to Israel. To make a donation, you can contact Tyler Byers at the email address on the bottom of your screen. Hannibal-LaGrange University's graduate program is offering free iPads to master's students. The iPads are being offered to Master of Science in Education and Master of Education Administration students. Students will receive a free iPad after completing their second class. Both programs are completely online, which offers a convenient way for working adults to complete their degree. The Director of Graduate and Online Programs, Jill Arnold, says these new iPads are a great tool to help HLGU students further their education.
It is an educational tool, and people who are going into education need as many tools as possible, and so this will allow them to not only see their books, many people use Kindle and those kind of apps for electronic books, but they can even do their work on it because iPads are fairly large enough to do that now.
To be eligible for the free iPad, MSE students must enroll by October 14th for the October 28th start date or December 20th for the January 13th start date. For more information, please contact Dr. Jill Arnold at 573-629-3138. Moving on now to homecoming. HLGU celebrated homecoming last weekend on campus with alumni games, Trojan soccer, and a special banquet with entertainment on Saturday night. Saturday's entertainment was held in the Parker Theater. At the event, alumni awards were presented to Brandon Kiesling and Leanne Arnold. The evening also included an on-stage game show featuring students, faculty, and staff members. The game show was called Are You Smarter Than an Undergrad? HLGU students say they loved the interaction that the game provided.
It was so much fun. I thought it was a really clever way of being able to get faculty and staff involved with the students and just being able to have good, knowledgeable fun with one another. It was super, super good time.
The event also included the coronation of the 2019 Homecoming King and Queen. Congratulations to Sierra Brodiker and Brace Tiemann. Hannibal-LaGrange University theater students suited up for the children's show Star Trip 1 during homecoming week. The cast and crew of 8 traveled all around local elementary schools in Hannibal, showcasing their unique costumes, detailed set, and hard work. The group visited St. John's Elementary for the first time this year. HLGU senior Thomas Garr says that being able to bring smiles to the kids' faces is why he loves performing in children's shows.
I really feed off the energy that they have. Even though there's parts of the story that are, very fantastical and maybe don't make sense, don't follow logic, they love it, and they eat it up. And so really I do too.
The cast of Star Trip 1 also performed at the Student Center here on campus. For more information about the theater department, visit the Hannibal-LaGrange University Theater Department page on Facebook. That's it for news. Now let's send it over to McGuire Munier, who is in the Maybe Sports Complex with a look at sports.
Thanks, Emma. The men's and women's soccer teams hosted Williams Baptist University on homecoming weekend. In the men's matchup, both teams scored a goal apiece early in the contest, but after 2 overtimes, the game ended in a 1-1 tie. Now, the rain kept us from getting some highlights, but we do want to tell you about how Jaume Garcia struck first on the offensive end for the Trojans. Garcia beat the keeper on an impressive shot at the far post, putting HLG up 1-0. Williams Baptist took a little time to respond, scoring a goal of their own only a few minutes later. HLGU maintained offensive control throughout the majority of the game, out-cheating their opponent 12-7, 3-2 on goal. After regulation ended, both teams continued to have quality shots, but neither were able to finish. Be sure to come out and support the men's team as they will continue to conference play this Saturday, October 12th at home. The game against Freed-Hardeman University is set to begin at 1 p.m. On the women's side of things, students, staff, and alumni cheered for the Lady Trojans soccer game as they played Williams Baptist this past homecoming weekend. Stands were full as friends and fans were ready for some Trojan soccer. The Lady Trojans fought through a tough game and the ending score was 2-0 loss. Dedication, determination, and hard work continues to drive these young ladies as they continue on the rest of their season. Turning now into award in our athletic department. Hannibal-LaGrange Athletics scored a perfect score on their Champions of Character scorecard. The NAIA Champions of Character Award is given to athletic programs that instill a great amount of character on and off the field. Hannibal-LaGrange received a perfect score for the 3rd year in a row. In 2018-19, HLGU was the only school in the American Midwest Conference to win the award. Champions of Character liaison and assistant baseball coach Charles Rapp says he knows why HLGU stands out among the competition.
It becomes a natural overflow of our Christian heritage and our Christian initiative as an institution. The things we do to represent Christ and to portray Him basically make us high character teams and individuals and athletes.
Teams at HLGU are required to participate in community service projects in the Hannibal community. Speaking of ways that athletic teams serve in the community, members of the Hannibal-LaGrange baseball team recently volunteered at a Dream Catchers event. It's a baseball game organized for players with special needs. With more on that story, here is Cami Fiedler.
Dozens of baseball fans, young and old, made their way to the Hannibal YMCA recently. The event was organized by a group called the Hannibal Dream Catchers. Their purpose, to give people with special needs an opportunity to play baseball. It's a game that's so simple for some, but life-changing for these participants.
How does it make you feel when you hit a home run?
It made me feel good because I wish they would sign me up on the Cubs team, and I could hit a lot of home runs if I was on the Cubs and the Cardinals.
Dream Catchers became a reality 12 years ago for Coach Matt Clark.
Well, I don't know how much video you got of them, but every time they're up and they're running or they're up to bat, you see them smiles, and that means the world to them. And that's what that's why I do it.
Participants with special needs are matched with a buddy to help them in whatever way is needed. A volunteer pitcher of 4 years, Michael Saxberry, says that this baseball game is a way for participants to try something they never thought they could.
All right, Jenna, here we go. Here we go, Jenna.
To me, it's just to try and get them to do things out of their comfort zone.
The event is not only important for the participants, but for the volunteers as well. One of those volunteers is Hannibal-LaGrange baseball player Jake Bouchard. For Bouchard, this event hits close to home.
My brother Kai, when he was 2, he was diagnosed with autism.
That's because Dream Catchers reminds him of his family in a very special way.
The kid's probably my best friend. Yeah. Me and my brother, man, we used to hang out all the time. Like, just even out in the driveway, just playing around, playing wiffle ball. Yeah, it brings back a lot of memories. Like, now that you brought that up, like, I'm ready to go home. Just go play wiffle ball with my brother.
For both players and volunteers, Dream Catchers Baseball is not about the score. It's more about a game that produces smiles and laughter.
Jimmy, he was one of them in the wheelchair. He used to just have a walker, and that man, he laughed all the way around the bases. And you could hear him for miles. He had a shrill laugh that was great. But all these kids, I mean, you see the smiles on their faces, you see the smiles on the parents and the staff. That makes it all worthwhile.
Dream Catchers baseball games are held every September. To get involved, you can contact Coach Matt Clark at 573-221-2085, or you can like the Dream Catchers page on Facebook. Reporting in Hannibal, I'm Cami Fiedler.
That's all the time we have now. Let's send it back to Emma Anderson.
Thanks, McGuire. That does it for this edition of your HLGU News Update. We hope you all have a great and relaxing fall break. Until next time, I'm Emma Anderson.